Hello, 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 and welcome to Nana's Crochet Ideas. I am your host, Terry, and today I'm here to talk about what I made in the month of June. So let's start with this. Is a baby blanket that is a best friend of my daughter who is having her fourth daughter. They were hoping it would be a son, but it's not. It's going to be another daughter. And so I made her this blanket, which is mostly pink with a little bit of a salmon kind of color in it. This is folded in half, but it's really big enough to be toddler and grow with the baby. I used, what yarn did I use? The stitch I use is the stitch that Donna used in my blanket. She taught me it, and I used that stitch, which is this. Very textured, gives it a nice, real cushiony kind of feel. This yarn is, it's a Caron cake. It's not the furry one. It's the other one, but I don't believe they sell it anymore. But it's really, really soft. It's going to make a gorgeous blanket for her. And I will, on my way home, go through Idaho and drop that off and give it to them. Probably I'll be there before the baby's here, though. So the next blanket I worked on was a test for Helen at Sunflower Cottage Crochet. I tested this pattern for her. I love it. So let me show you. I used a mandala cake, a mandala tweed stripes cakes. And so I've got, I had 6 cakes, and like the first, I think I started down here. The first cake goes to like, this is hard, the lighting is not great. I should get my light out. But the first cake goes to this bright blue, like what's up here at the top. And then the second cake, that although I got it all together from Lion Brand, and there were 6 cakes in there, the cakes were not the same. So for the second cake, I used the darker shades, which still has colors in it, but see how it's darker in here? I didn't like it as much. So I needed to use a little more than 3 cakes, but I tried to keep the darker shades in the center. Now, if you look at the stitch pattern on this blanket, which is what I really like about it, it looks like there's baubles, right? See that? Looks like baubles. But they are not baubles. They are a combination of a couple of stitches that makes it look like baubles, but for a baby, which this will be a baby blanket that'll get donated, for a baby, they kind of flatten out when the baby lays on it, so it won't be a hard bauble texture for the baby. So that is my second blanket that I worked on. And again, this is called the Little Dots blanket. It's on Ravelry, and it's by Helen of Sunflower Cottage Crochet. If I remember, I will try to put the link in the description box down below for this pattern. I really, really enjoyed doing it. Okay, so those 2 blankets I worked on. The only other thing that I worked on were the baby hats. I mean, that was a challenge, so I feel like I need to participate in the challenge and do it. So that's what I did. So these are not in order, and I do not have the name of all of them right here, but I have linked all the patterns that I used to make these hats in the description box below. They're all free patterns. Otherwise, they're just, you know, random, whatever I decided I wanted to do. So this is a little turban with sparkle yarn. I think it is so cute. It is Patton's Glamour Stripes. Very soft. It'll be really nice for a baby. This one is going to be a little bit bigger, and it's more like a kind of a, I forget what they called it, started with a B, but it's like more poofy and then comes together here. I have several crushed velvet hats, and like I said, they're all, it's really hard to get for you to see the pattern. There's a little bit. But they're all a different pattern. I did not do any two hats the same. Some of them are much smaller than others because babies come in all different sizes. Now these two hats were done on the Addie, knitted on the knitting machine, two different sizes. Here is another one. And another one. And they're all pretty much different sizes. I didn't do any, I don't think I have any two that are the same size. So whatever size the baby's head is, this is like a kind of like a granny stitch, but this pattern is linked in one of the links down below. So lots of purple hats. Yes, lots of purple hats. I like the purple and the teal and the crushed velvet. Okay, so I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 hats. And I will continue making hats until I see Lottie and give them all to her when she does her donation to the Shaken Baby Syndrome Foundation for the babies. So like I said, they're all different sizes. I got the patterns from all different sources, and most of the patterns that I used for these stitches are going to be linked in the description box below. Now finally, you know, Lottie and I are having this competition for who uses the most yardage. I have not been using a lot of yardage since I've been out on the road. Because I did the 2 blankets, I did more yardage this last month than I have. But you know, when you make a bunch of little baby hats, it seems like you don't use up that much yardage. So I only did 4,490 yards this month. So I suspect that Lottie probably did more if she kept track and remembered that we're supposed to be challenging each other. Which I'm sure she remembered because she likes to win. So that's all I have for you. Let me get my blessing. Hold on. Okay, so yeah, I just want to thank everyone for stopping by and watching my video. I do so appreciate it. I know that I've been kind of spotty. I did cut back to once a week because of all the issues I've had with the RV and moving out of the house, getting the RV, traveling, and sometimes going 3 or 4 days with no stopping, and then having it break down, and then now I have to look for a new one. So yeah, I have been busy on things besides just my crocheting. It's not like it was before where I could just really focus on it. So I feel a little spread out right now, but so thank you for hanging in there with me. Thank you for coming to see me. And let's get to the blessing. So it says, we depend fully on Christ to keep us moving forward. He will take us through the greatest challenges and lead us safely home. Now, isn't that true? So may God bless you all today and every day. Have a wonderful few days, and I will talk to you again soon. Bye.